RueTV Live. Today on the show, professional wrestler Curtis Cole. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of RueTV Live. We are here with my very special guest today, the one, the only, Curtis Cole. Curtis Cole, how the hell are you today?
So good. Thank you for having me. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. You know, it's an honor to have you here. You know, I saw some of your work at Rocky Mountain Pro. And, you know, just you stand out from the pack. And that's why I like to have unique individuals on here, people with good personalities. Not only that, you just seem like you're headed for stardom. So I wanted to have you on here before you blew up and then you won't talk to me anymore. So, you know. But anyway. So Curtis, before we get started, tell everyone where you're located right now. Out of Colorado, of course, as everyone knows, Curtis Cole wrestles for a company called Rocky Mountain Pro, the Rocky Mountain Pro. How long have you been training with Rocky Mountain Pro, or with it was Mercury prior to? I think Mercury something or other.
I just started this time last year.
Okay, good. You've come a long way then, because from the stuff I saw, you're pretty solid in there. I saw a couple matches, and then I've seen, of course. What initially introduced a lot of the people watching this today would be that Business of the Business reality show that we caught on YouTube, where you worked with Mr. Vince Russo, who is a contributor, creative director, whatever you want to call him, coach at the Rocky Mountain Pro. We'll get into Vince in a little bit, but I want to backtrack a little bit, Curtis. What got you into wrestling in the first place, and what were your earliest memories of pro wrestling before we get into your days today? What are the earliest memories you have of getting hooked with pro wrestling?
One of my buddies, I'm from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. One of my buddies, he came over and he had a tape of WrestleMania 7. I'd never watched it before, and I watched it. The Macho Man Ultimate Warrior match.
Wow.
It's just
a classic.
Yeah, career-ending match at WrestleMania 7. It blew me away. I've seen that match like 100 times now. I watched that match before my debut at Rocky Mountain Pro. I watched it the night before Monday Night Raw.
Wow.
Like, it just, you know, after that, I started watching stuff on TV. And actually, what stuck with me, I said this on Business of the Business, Barry Horowitz. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. He used to pat himself on the back. Classic Barry Horowitz. Yep.
That storyline where he beats Skip, he was just like a jobber, but that stood out to me because there were all these awesome wrestlers. And, you know, you're used to seeing jobbers come out and do their thing. And then when he pinned him, it told this awesome story of just like, holy crap. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's cool about that. Like, it made me like feel something like down here where I was like, nothing makes me feel like that really. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy that you bring that up. I mean, that was a time period, 94, 95, 96 in there, where not a lot of people, I mean, at least from what I remember, you know, I'm remembering wrestling really wasn't that popular in those days, the Barry Horowitz days of, you know, Skip and Diesel and everybody. But that shows that, you know, you really have been around it for a long time. And a lot of people, and nothing against the people who got involved with it or got hooked during the Attitude Era. But, you know, during those days, those were some lean times. And Horowitz was, I think you might hope, I don't know if there's anybody in the world who may have been inspired by Barry Horowitz, but here's a funny thing. My brother, Justin, growing up, we live close to the Jersey Shore, actually, in near Philly, South Jersey, Ocean City, New Jersey. And one summer, I think it was that summer, summer 94, my brother Justin, younger brother Justin, got a hermit crab on the boardwalk and he named it Horowitz. That is a true story. He can, yes, he can confirm that there was an actual pet, a crab named after Barry Horowitz. So we got to get Barry on the show. Me, you, and Barry Horowitz should have a talk next show, maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
So obviously I don't want to skip over a lot of details here, Curtis, but one thing you brought up that's very, very important is Curtis, a couple weeks ago, I think it's been 2 weeks now, had his opportunity, or had a opportunity, because there's going to be more opportunities, not just one, to actually get a spotlight on a mainstream stage on Monday Night Raw, where himself and a couple other workers from Rocky Mountain Pro, I believe they're both from Rocky Mountain Pro, had a match as the Mile High Trio, I believe it was, against Mr. Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw. To go from, first of all, not to discredit Rocky Mountain Pro, it is, from what I've saw, one of the better indies in the country, because I've seen a lot, and I really want to put them over. But to go from Rocky Mountain Pro to the main stage, what was that experience like? If you want to take us back there, and were you? I'm pretty much already know the answer, because I would be nervous as hell, but also excited. What are your recollections from that day a couple weeks ago?
Dude, the first one, when Arn Anderson picked me,
yeah,
I knew it was coming. He said, "Boy, you look like an 8-foot tall caveman." There's no way I'm not putting you on TV. And I was like, shh, okay, that's awesome. But I knew it was coming. The rest of it, just super nervous. Like, I practiced that line that I said. We're from Denver, Colorado. I practiced that like 40 times. The stupid line.
And the thing is, we're not outsiders. We're from right here in Denver, Colorado.
What was cool is the referee, John Cohn, said, okay, we started walking out, and we heard the crowd start cheering, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is everything I've ever wanted. My nerves just went away, because I was just like, you got to take this in. Like, you're at the Pepsi Center. There's 20,000 people here. And I was like, you can't, like, don't screw this up. Just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Like, you got to do it. So super nervous. And then the second you walked out, it was just like, damn, exactly what I wanted.
But you felt it though. I mean, I probably at Gorilla, when you were back there waiting to come out, that was probably the worst of it. And then once you got out, this is me guessing, of course. You know more than I do. You were out there, and then once you got out there and felt it, you're like, holy crap, this is it. And it's like once that initial, the butterflies get out of your stomach or whatever, and you're out there, I'm sure it felt. Did it feel natural, or did you felt? I mean, it's almost like, I don't want to compare it to, being addicted to something, but it's probably a rush that you can't really put into words. Am I right?
You said it better than I did, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, being at Gorilla was the scariest thing in the world. I got Triple H and Vince McMahon sitting here, and just all these guys. Arn Anderson's up there, and it was awesome. It was like, once I got away from them, I was fine.
Yeah, they're pretty intimidating, I'd imagine, especially grew up watching them. But I'm trying to. So you had the deal with Braun Strowman. Who produced that segment? Was there an agent that handled that, or did Vince himself do it? I'm not too sure how that would. I would assume an agent, right?
Yeah, after they picked the three of us, Arn Anderson and JBL did it.
Okay.
It was terrifying. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I mean to cuss. Sorry.
No, dude.
Yeah, it was Arn and JBL, which is pretty insane.
Yeah. When did you find out? And again, I don't want to. Let me shout out, because I know there's a lot of Rocky Mountain Pro people watching this right now. I love Rocky Mountain Pro, but this is. I gotta talk about this day, because it was amazing to see Curtis on TV. So we'll get back to Rocky Mountain Pro, but a couple more things about this situation on Raw. So you're there. When did you get the the call or the notice that you were going to be like? How was it that day, or was it Sunday night?
To be on Raw?
Yeah.
So actually, they let me know like close to mid-September. Because you have to get a physical and like blood tests and stuff.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
So yeah, and it's thank God, right? Like my head split open like a coconut, dude. So yeah, like.
Oh my God. Like I'm learning something totally, because I mean, not the old days, but like in the 90s, if I remember, and I could be wrong, I'll ask Vince this. He knows way more than I do, but I mean, if they were running like, say, Philly, they would basically go to like the local, I don't know, Tommy Dreamer or somebody would go to like the local Philly independents and say, yeah, bring these kids in to get beat up by, I don't know, Vader or Kane or something. And I didn't think it happened that far in advance. That's crazy.
Yeah, so all the extras, like if you're gonna be on it, they gotta know you're clean, like no diseases or anything. And
Oh wow. I don't know. That's news to me. That's crazy. Wow. I guess it's a sign of the times. They want everybody to be micromanaged and everything. But the deal itself, when it went down, I mean, obviously, if you guys don't know, I'll post the link in the description to the video. WWE has it on their website, or YouTube rather. I'll post the link if you guys want to check it out. If you didn't check it out, but during the deal with Braun Strowman, who I'm guessing that whole deal went well. Putting that together. That's just my guess. If you want to, I don't want you to throw anybody under the bus, but was Braun Strowman, was he a nice guy to work with? I mean, obviously the outcome didn't turn out from what I was told, you're a little banged up. Was that am I accurate in those statements?
5 staples, yeah.
Oh.
It was so nice, man.
Yeah.
He got this like Southern accent, and when we were talking beforehand, he was so enthusiastic about the match, and he kept being, he'd be like, yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll do this, and he'd stop me and be like, but we're gonna do it safe. You're not gonna get hurt. And then I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna shit can the guy out here and throw him at you two fuckers, but you're not gonna get hurt. I promise. And then, like, he was just going in and out of character. Like, it was awesome. Super nice guy. Everybody at WWE introduced themselves. Dude, Sami Zayn, at the end of it, when I was getting my head stapled up, he came back and he just bent and said, thank you for what you did out there.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit, I don't have to do that. That's awesome. I'm just some nobody to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Sammy comes from, he realizes you're an indie guy, and he isn't far removed from that. So it doesn't surprise me. I heard he was a nice guy, but yeah, I mean, I had heard Braun Strowman on Austin's podcast, and he seemed, just the vibe that I got, that he was most definitely one of the good guys, and he was going to take care of you. Now, obviously, you did get banged up, but that's just because of the physicality, I guess, of it. Was there any how exactly did you get I mean, I kind of know the answer, but was there a mistake that happened, or was just the physicality of it just banged you up?
So a lot of it was my fault. When he was charging me into the turnbuckle, I overdo all my selling really hard. So I threw my head back, but I didn't even think about them. So he ran me in, and it was like the force he was shoving me in mixed with me overdoing it. And it's more my fault than it was his. But again, it was a freak accident. That stuff happens. The first match I ever had, my jaw got knocked out of place, and again, it was just a freak accident. Like there was no, like hard.
No hard feelings. I didn't think so, but I got to tell you, from a viewer's standpoint, it looked really good. You did a really good job, and I thought it looked fantastic. So. Yeah. Most definitely. And, I hope that's not the last, I know that's not the last spot that you'll have with them, but hopefully the next time will be a more permanent deal instead of just a one shot. Did you get a chance to interact at all with Vince during that day? I mean, were you able to go up to him and introduce and pleasantries, or was he unapproachable?
He was in Gorilla the entire time. Like when he showed up,
headset.
from what I understand, right there. Gorilla's off limits unless you're up next. Shot if you go in there. So I went in there, and he and Triple H were in there on their headsets, and they looked over at me, and I looked at them, and I just turned my head because I was trying not to like mark out. But I do know that they congratulated the other guys when they came back, but I got taken out the side because I was bleeding everywhere.
I see. Okay.
So it's hard to understand. I'm pretty sure Triple H and everybody else. But oh well, I'll see him again hopefully.
Yeah, no doubt you will. Now, back with Rocky Mountain Pro. Like I said, guys, if you haven't checked out Business of the Business, it's an awesome reality show on YouTube. It is on the brand's channel, YouTube. You just YouTube Vince Russo brand, and you'll find it. Curtis is in a lot of those episodes. Very interesting. You get a lot of behind the scenes things. Tell us a little bit about Curtis, Rocky Mountain Pro. I mean, from an outsider's perspective, I really think it's a nice, really well operated school and company. What is your thoughts on Rocky Mountain Pro and your experience there over the past year?
First off, thanks, man. That's awesome. That's really flattering. It's intense. Like, you got to be 100% in, or you're not going to last there. The Mercury Pro Wrestling Academy is the school that most of the wrestlers in Rocky Mountain Pro started at. We all train together a couple times a week. We're just all friends. We all work together, try to put on the best thing that we can do.
So your experience there, wrestling for Rocky, I mean, the name changed. I mean, the school's Mercury and then some Rocky Mountain Pro, but the dudes there, the coaches and everybody, how has that experience been? I mean, you were there, like you said, for less than a year. You're already making pretty big strides. How's everything? How has that whole situation been, Rocky Mountain Pro in itself?
It's awesome. We're all banding together to just make the best product we can. There was that fallout with the Hunt TV thing. I'm sure you heard about that. That sucked.
Yeah, that really sucks. I know Vince was upset about that.
Yeah, doesn't need that right now.
Speaking of Vince, I remember one of their businesses. You were saying that you and I don't know if your grandma or ma used to watch. You used to hate watching or watch Vince on TV during the Nitro days and hate him, and so hate on his New York character. Is that accurate?
Oh, dude, I wanted to kill that guy. Like, I couldn't stand him. Like, he would show up on my screen. Like, I hated him. Like, I legitimately, like, with his accent and the way that he just came out and acted like he owned the place. And plus, as a wrestling fan, we're kind of conditioned to hate Vince Russo. Like, you know, if you get on the internet at all and you're a wrestling fan, you're not going to find much nice stuff about him.
Well, that's what I mean. I respect Vince, and of course, you know, I'm friends with both. Initially friends with Ed Ferrar first. He's one of the nicest guys you ever met and meet. Who's going to be on the show in a couple weeks. And Vince, I've developed a friendship with over the past couple years too. But I'm curious to find out, because I know you guys, you know, 20, 30-year-olds who grew up in the internet and all that negativity surrounding Vince. Was there any obviously it's working out and everybody respects him. It seems that way to me. But was there an issue when they were bringing Vince in initially? Were people like, oh no, this is the guy who killed W's? I mean, that's the perception of the internet smart marks. Oh, he killed WCW. It's not what I believe, but were people like, what the hell's going on when they brought Vince in initially?
We were actually, all of us were super excited. Because we kind of all talked about it, and that guy's done so many amazing things for wrestling. Like, when we focused on that, we were like, oh, this guy's a badass. Like, and the WCW thing, yeah, it happened, and they were trying something different, but collectively we were all on the same page. We were like, yeah, get him in. Like, get him in, let's see what happens. We had a meeting with him, and we started shooting Business of the Business. We all fell in love with the guy. He's the nicest person I've ever met in my life. So,
he's absolutely very nice, yeah.
But no, all of us were 100% on board, because it helps us out too. I mean, just the name alone gives us credibility.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you are. As you know, that wasn't that question wasn't a knock on Vince. It was just that, like you said, No, the perception of of him for the internet, he's like the Antichrist. So I mean, coming in, it is pretty
Yeah.
controversial. But as you can see, he's not. He is not Satan as Dave Meltzer perceives him to be. So, or portrays him to be, whatever. Curtis, I think the first time I contacted you online, I was like, dude, you remind me so much of one of my favorite comedians or newer comedians in the past couple of years, Mr. Eric Andre. And I was like, dude, do you look so much like Eric Andre? It's sick. And I think that person, the reason when I saw you on the on business to business talking, and I could tell you had a good personality, you had a sense of humor too to go along with it. So you had the personality and you look like the freaking dude. So it's like, and then you told me you were a fan of Eric Andre too. Are you, was I the first person to ever say that, Eric Andre, or no?
No, I've gotten that before. Not from anybody in the wrestling world, but I've gotten that just like from people at bars and stuff. Definitely. I went and saw Burris and got to go backstage, and one of the guys back there said the same thing to me. But yeah, that dude's amazing.
What's one of my favorite newer shows, comedy wise, is nuts. I mean, those intros are crazy. But yeah.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite part of that show's the intros, man. I can't wait to see what that guy's gonna do there. When he has those chickens on his hands, like I shit my pants. Like the first time I saw that dude.
Dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, this is me, Bray. I haven't thought about this until now. And I first of all, I want to say, your whole persona, from what I've seen, I haven't seen him a lot because business of the business doesn't show too much. But can you imagine if your gimmick was during your entrance, you had first of all, it's not going to happen because then you would owe Mercury Yaden or and Vince money because you'd be tearing up the set. But can you imagine if you had Eric Andre's entrance for your wrestling entrance?
Holy shit. I would love that so much. Dude, that's so much. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to find some stuff that I can break. And
I mean, there's probably a way to do it. Like if you show, first of all, I don't know that Vince or Yaden or anybody has seen the show, but if you showed them that, first of all, I think they'd pop. And also, I think there's a way to gimmick it where you could do it in a safe way where like you could like maybe have like just like ready-made stuff, but I don't know, just an idea.
No, I love it. I hope if I do it, you're going to be the first one to know. I'll wear a RueTV shirt when I do it. That'd be awesome.
Awesome, man. That'd be hilarious.
Laugh. Like I was a huge Tom Green fan also, which I imagine you probably were too, right?
Yeah, big fan of Tom. We met a few times over the years in different shows. He's done stand-up comedy, and he's gracious enough to meet people after the show. Very nice guy too. So if you ever get a chance to, if he ever comes around to Colorado, definitely go to a stand-up show. He's a very nice guy. Haven't talked to him in a while, but over the years he's been very friendly to me. So very hilarious. He's the originator of that style. So Matt, props to him.
Absolutely, dude. Wait, so I saw, is Glenn Humplick? Is that what I
saw?
saw?
Glenn, you are opening for Glenn Humplick because the next guest that I have on the show is Mr. Glenn Humplick. I'm going to have him on next, hopefully Friday, because I got an open spot. He's in Spain right now on vacation, and he hit me up on Twitter, and he said, when I come back from vacation, I will do the show. So, Glenn.
To you, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. I was kind of shocked he accepted too. Well, for one, I mean, Glenn has been out of the public eye for a while since the MTV show. He lives in Canada now and does his own thing. He's got a family, I think. So it'd be interesting just to get him back into on video and ask him what's going on. So I'm really looking forward to it. So you got to check that out I don't know the exact date of when I'm filming that, but should air in a couple weeks. So hopefully you check that out. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Absolutely, dude.
Before we get out of here, Curtis, a couple more things. Now, what people at home are curious, like what are you into in terms of like music and are you in the movies and stuff like that? Because I like to really break down the wrestler and kind of see like what kind of stuff you're actually into. So music wise, what are you listening to these days?
Dude, huge Amon Amarth fan, like death metal guy, like melodic death metal. Did you ever see Metalocalypse?
No, no, no. Smarten me up to it.
It was a show on Adult Swim. But that summer, for people watching this that might have seen it, that summarizes exactly what we're into. Just like Iron Maiden. You like Iron Maiden? Have you ever heard of them?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Tons of metal, honestly. Super fun. It helps me not to think about anything because I can't relate to stabbing people with swords and whatever.
Oh no, I know. Yeah.
As far as movies go, dude, I'm such a movie snob. Ah, it sucks. I can't watch anything without complaining about it or pointing something out. As far as oh man, here, this one. Like I'm in the middle of playing Street Fighter right now, but these are all like video game systems on this big thing here.
Oh, there we go. There we go. What was the earliest system you remember having growing up?
Oh, this guy right here, dude. Look how beautiful.
Oh, you read.
I love this thing. It's still my favorite system. Absolutely, it never gets old.
Yeah, it is the best, and I spent many an hours playing that, many an hours blowing in games to clean them. I don't know why you had to do that, but
it work. It doesn't do anything, but it feels like you're doing something, you know.
Yeah, but they're coming out with another version of that, basically a preload. It's a mini version on. You probably know more than I do about it, but NES Classic. It's coming out I think in a couple weeks or a week. It's going to be preloaded with 30 NES games. I have to pick it up. It's supposed to be as small as a controller. So the actual unit, the system, is going to be as big as a controller. You plug a controller into it, and then you plug the USB into your television, and you can play old NES games. The thing that sucks about it is can't add games. It's only got the 30 games. So
right. I actually hate that those pre-downloaded systems. I can't stand them. And if it takes away from like trying to find a game or whatever. And on top of that, holy fuck, dude, they're putting Simon's Quest on that game. Have you ever played Simon's Quest?
Yep.
For people at home, it's the second Castlevania game. And it's awesome sometimes, and there's other times it makes you want to pull your hair out. Like, it's a classic, but it's not the game that like video game fans are dying to get their hands on again. Like,
no, and I hear you. And this is the thing with that. There's 30 games, which is, it's good that there's a wide variety because you can't add games, you can't upload games, you can't buy games, and that's good. But a lot of them, out of the 30, I don't know, I would say maybe 10 I was into growing up, and I'm not going to be playing the majority of them. So I would say maybe like 10 out of the 30 I'd probably be playing.
Right? Absolutely. Like, I know Mega Man 2's on there, which is awesome. That's reason enough to buy the system. Buy it for Mega Man 2, please. But yeah, there's other ones. I think like Gyromite's on there, and I don't know. Yeah, I was looking at the list of it like last week, and I was just wondering like, what the hell? Like, I don't even know. Like, a lot of people don't even know what some of these are. And like you said, like, how about we just make a system where we can just put games in the top, like a top loader, like awesome, not just have a pre-downloaded thing. It's goofy. We have to buy another system if we.
I definitely think even if they did, a standard re-release of the entire, so like if they re-released NES, and just came out with, like, can you imagine if they came out, re-released or even the same system, a micro version of it, mini version of it with a hard drive on it, but not only came out with the old school games to sell where you could buy Mario, Duck Hunt, Contra, all that stuff, but then came out with new 8-bit games. Like, first of all, it'd be simple to make. I would go.
That's an awesome idea. Yeah, because there's actually a ton of. What's that?
And it would sell. I would buy it.
Absolutely. There's a huge market right now for 8-bit games on like the Steam network and like the downloadable scene. All
right, Curtis. So I'm going to get you out of here in just a bit. But before I do, I have to give you, first of all, I'm going to give you some more props. Thank you so much for coming on the show and being so honest, especially not only about Rocky Mountain Pro, but of your experience at Monday Night Raw. I really sincerely appreciate you opening up about the backstage situation back there and what it was like. And must have been the time of your life so far, but I know there's going to be many, many that eclipse that. So thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you, dude. You've been awesome. I appreciate it.
Most definitely. And you know, a lot of people watching this are going to be schooled as to who Curtis Cole is. Some people might not know. The people that don't know, now you know. Where can they find you on Twitter or any other of the internets?
Twitter is at Killer Kurt Cole. At Rocky Mountain Pro, also, I end up on there quite a bit. Facebook, if you find me on there, just type in Curtis Cole. You can watch our videos on YouTube for right now. Pretty awesome stuff coming out. We've already shot a lot of new episodes. I think the best match I've ever had happened last week, so hopefully you guys will be seeing that soon. Yeah, that's it. More to come, definitely.
Awesome, man. Really looking forward to it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask you, what is your entrance music? I didn't when I watch there's a couple of your matches online. What do you come out to? What's your entrance music?
It's a band called Necro Panther. The song is called Wave of Violence. It's a Denver local band. One of my roommates used to be in it, but now they're signed onto a major label. That song summarizes everything I listen to. The whole freaking CD is just about Terminator 2. If you read the lyrics, it's awesome. It's just, you can turn your brain off and listen to it. But yeah, Necro Panther, Wave of Violence.
Awesome. And I'll put in a good word to Vince and Mercury about coming out and doing the Eric Andre entrance. Maybe you can tear up some crap at ringside. Maybe one day that'll be a reality.
It's a 5-star idea, dude. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Thanks so much, Curtis, for being on the show, man.
Great night, brother. Thank you.
All right, I will talk to you. Take care, man. Oh, it's you. Thanks so much, guys, for watching again. Next week on the show, our biggest guest yet, Glenn Humplick, live. See you next week.